Yeah, so he did get the decision, and now kind of the world's his oyster, if it wasn't already. Um,
Yeah,
what would you like to see him do now? Because the argument, obviously, we've seen from everyone is why would you drop down to Central Area level? And I know you work with Mickey Ellison, don't you? Who's Central Area champion at his weight,
yeah.
or English title level or whatever, for the amount of money you get for that compared to what he could get beating YouTubers in what would be easier fights.
What makes sense? You know,
Yeah.
what really does make sense? Um, I used to fight 10 rounds and get about 2 grand, you know. And don't get me wrong, I loved it. So I'm a diehard boxing person, you know. I used to fight for 2 grand, 10 rounds, and I never even complained. It wasn't about the money. It was just about, you know, winning a small old title or anything, just fighting and just being involved, just loving the game. Um, and the game's changed that massively. You know, it's massive. We've had a bit of a split, and it's just evolved. That's what's happened. So now when I look at it, and I've had this chat with Tommy, and Tommy was saying like, you know, I would like the central area, go the domestic route, but now with everything that's going on, and with this money getting presented in front of him and earning that much money there, you know, does it even make sense? You know, it's like going backwards in a way for him. You know, to fight for then the central area and everything else, and which is, you know, I love the sport. I train a million. I train fighters for these titles. But then if they had the opportunity to go out and earn £1 million, you know, and fight a YouTuber, I probably wouldn't say no. I'd probably say go and take your £1 million. You know, it pays the bills. The cost of living's gone stupid, you know, and everything else. And you know, people worry about money, and you know, you need money these days more than ever these days with the cost of living. And I just think my attitude's changed over the last probably 6 months of being involved with it, and the amount of money is crazy to turn it down, really. And you know, Tommy's probably fought the best YouTuber out of them all, the king of them all, because I don't think I've seen this KSI calling him out and that, but I wouldn't say he's better than Jake Paul. Or they fought, did them two fight?
No, he's fought KSI has fought Logan Paul, but not
Yeah,
Jake
so
Paul.
he's fought his brother, hasn't he? And I think he got beat. Did his brother beat him, or did he beat
I
his
think it was a
brother?
draw, wasn't it?
Bit of
If I
draw,
remember
yeah.
rightly.
And I just don't know if he's
But
as good as Jake. You know, so would you turn that down for really good money? For like whatever he gets paid, say 3 million or something, would you turn down fighting KSI for that? You know, I think I might come out of retirement and fight him. You know, it's better than 2 grand. So yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's a tricky one. I mean, Jake Paul said in the post fight he'd like to exercise the rematch clause. Tommy said he'd be happy to do that. Obviously, he's just won the fight and he wants that money again. Who can blame him?
Yeah.
If they do rematch next up, what's going to be different from the first fight? And do you anticipate you still being in the corner?
I think in the first fight you'll see a more improved Tommy. We didn't see what he's capable of. We've seen some of it. His jab were really good. His feet were good at times. He made him fall short quite a lot of times. There was plenty of openings as well for more counter punches. I think you'll see a tighter defense. I think you'll see him a bit more energy, a bit more rhythm. I think the occasion was stupid. It would have melted most men. I don't know. I look at it sometimes and I was feeling sorry for him, you know, with the occasion, with the mind games that Jake Paul plays, knowing that he was a B-side fighter. You know, there was a lot up against him. A lot of people didn't want him to win. He just had a newborn baby, and then the contract got made for 6 weeks after. So they was hoping that that would have took something out of him as well. He had a lot of stuff going on, you know, and it's, and to be fair, he hasn't made one excuse. On himself, Tommy. And to be fair, he busted his hand early in the camp, you know, and he hasn't mentioned it once. And maybe I shouldn't be mentioning it, but I just think it just shows what kind of person he is. I think straight after the fight, Jake were like, "I've had a bad arm, I've been ill, I've done
Yeah.
this," you know, and he come out with all these excuses. But you know, there was part of the camp where Tommy was using one hand. You know, we stopped him using. We just had him using one hand. So he didn't even make an excuse. So his camp wasn't perfect, but he's still, I feel like he's done amazing, but I still feel that there's so much more to come of him. Tommy's quite a good athlete. He's quite athletic. He picks things up fast. He's heavy-handed. But I think it's going to take a little while, little bit more to get it out of him. But we saw it. Inactivity kills fighters. And by having that fight, I'm sure he's learned a lot from it. I'm sure he's learned loads from that fight. So he'll bring that to the table next time. One thing about Jake is he's in the gym regularly. Now Tommy's got a gym, he can be in regularly. And Jake's in the gym regularly, he's fighting regularly. And hopefully Tommy can build on this and be out regularly and be in the gym learning, because he does enjoy boxing. He does really enjoy it, and he understands he's a novice.
And will you be there with Tommy on this journey?
I'm sure I will be. I don't want to. I don't want to stitch myself up, but yeah, I think everything went well. John enjoys the team. Me, John, and Bob Howard work well together. We all know our places, and I think Tommy likes us in the team. So I can't see there being a problem. Yeah.